PvE, a little bit different. Well, not in skills actually. PvP and PvE are a lot alike. So using clone, or if we start at the bottom, right? If we start on the bottom, we have this setup right here. You're going to be using speed surge. Yes, you're going to be using shield or renewal, depending on if you're going to be using panda or not. If you're not going to be using panda, getting this room is much better than getting renewal. These are enemies that comes to you. You can see the snake is coming to me right now. So getting that, maybe using the rain bomb is really nice, because you're gonna get summon 3 rain bomb rains, each dealing, and that's 9,000 AoE damage and slowing targets. It's slow. I know it sounds weird, but slowing them down allows them to take longer time to get to you and longer time to heal you. That is the EHP, like the effective or efficient HP that we talked about on PvP. So it's also there in PvE. You can also use something like Take It Slow or Easy Breezy. The only thing that is different is your relics. I'm pretty sure it's here. You can use this, boost the effects. So you could actually run this if you had the cage statue. You could use this and then maybe use 2 of these skills. So you could, if you don't have the Blitz Assault, let's do that. I mean, if you don't have Clone, you could be using something like this. I would recommend this over this. I think this is better because, yeah, I don't know why, but it just feels like this is better. Does this deal more damage? No, this deals... Yeah, this deals much more damage, so I would take this. Yeah, but this is something I would run for the PvE side of things when you're just grinding stages. I think it's a really good one because this has a low cooldown. Like, we're looking for kind of low cooldowns that will come again fairly quickly, because it's always stages that come again and come again. So having that will definitely help you when beating more stages instead of dying all the time. When we get to the higher stages, I'm just going to take these all off. Boom. So when we're getting to the higher stages in like having more items on your account, you can see that I'm not using World Snare. As I said, it's only for PvP. There's nothing in it that is going to make that you want to use it for PvE, since it has such a high cooldown. Of course, Blitz Assault, but that is making us not take damage for 3 seconds, which is really nice. Clone, of course, we're using this to mitigate some damage, plus giving some more damage. So it's like a deep, well, it's like a shield and a hitter at the same time, but just doing a lot of damage. We have Wild Gust to give us more damage. Then we have the Smoke Bomb, of course, to make them take more damage. And then we have Disarm. So when we're not using Blitz Assault, when it is on cooldown, we will get Disarm, and they will not be in the same cycle, because Disarm is slow, has a lower cooldown than Blitz Assault. So yeah, it will not be on the same cycle always. So meaning that when we have the shield from Blitz, we will not have Disarm, but when the Blitz Assault shield goes off, we will have Disarm to take over. Same with having the Clone. I know it's a really long one, but it has really good shield and it has really good attack damage. So while we're waiting for it and having just waiting for it, we will still get shields otherwise, and definitely be in a cycle where we will always have something at least. Yeah, pretty sure that is... I think I went a little bit fast over it for PvE, but hopefully this gave you some insights. Of course, you could use on mage, you could use the increased skill damage if you don't have anything else as a good value, or if you're just starting out. Same with Coin Bomb for warriors, and sometimes for archers. Then we'll go to PvE. So we can just take this. We'll take these away. Boom, 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 boom. So like that. So we have the PvE, and if you guys can see something, it is the same exact amount as my PvE, no PvP. And that's only because I'm so far, I have so many, and these are the best for PvP and PvE. And I'm so far ahead in my like stages. We can actually check here if we can get further. So yeah, you can see here I'm starting to take damage, but my clone dies first and then I start taking damage. This is really hard, but yeah, so having that clone up and having all the other things up is really good way to not take as much damage. Of course, there's like turtle and there's other things that will give me more shield and such. Instead of having the direct shield, you can see I don't have a shield other than this really, and of course disarming that. But then I have the tortoise to give me when HP below 50%, gain a shield equal to 30% of max HP. So this is like the mushroom shield, but just on my pals, right? Okay, so if we're starting from the bottom and working our way up, getting something like the speed, attack speed is really nice. Now is the time where you would use the snail with the snow general to reduce the attack speed. Having something like this, so we're going almost as the same as the PvP, but still with a twist that makes them come slower over to us. And that is why we're using the rain bomb to make them even slower, so they take even longer getting towards us. Like when we had the rain bomb and the snail, it takes them so long, like they're almost not even walking a full step, if you could say it like that. But yeah, again, I don't know about mage and I don't know about warrior. I think you guys should do, like, don't switch just because I can't help you. Of course, if you send me a message on Discord, I will look into it further and probably make a YouTube video about it. But as of right now, I don't have an idea about mage and warrior because I'm so fixated on archer, of course, to make myself a lot better. So yeah, now we lost in chaos, Jesus. But of course, go banana, Benny, octopus. That is, if you can get one of those. I know some of them are spending, so if you're not spending, don't fear. At some point, you will be getting these pink ones. But angel deer, getting that angel deer is very good. Where is it? There. So having something like this could have a good impact because we're taking less damage. We're making them come to us slower, attack slower, making our active skill regen come faster, so we get our buffs and getting some more attack speed. So for the low players, this is definitely something I would go for. Of course, use the different rarities. So if you have this one in red, if you have this one only in yellow, use those that you have. Don't just go for this because I'm using it right now. You check what rarities you have and use them accordingly. But if you're a mega spender like me, or even more spender but don't know what to do, if you're just stuck, or if you have something like this, definitely use it. What you actually really want in, like, what you really need is the octopus and the banana. That's gonna give you so much more combo damage. So yeah, having that combo damage on archer is gonna give you much more. So the tortoise, the hero bird, of course, use that. That's the use. If you only have it in this, use this instead. Oh, no better. Wow. But something like treasure dragon and tortoise, you don't need them for PvE as much. You could always switch it out with a snail and a snow general if you don't have it. You could always try maybe not snow general or maybe not snail, and then maybe put in a hydro spray instead, depending on what your account needs. You could always put in something like a piercer beast for mage if you needed some more damage out of your skills. Same with warrior, you could put something like a cactus or a chicken. I don't know which one I like the best. I'm pretty sure I like chicken best because this is just a flat 25% more damage, and this is a every 3 basic attacks deal 30%. So yeah, I think I like this more, but you guys will find that out for yourself. Because I'm not playing warrior, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. So let's go over to bosses. So bosses are a little bit different, but as again you can see in my setup, pretty much the same. It's the same as PvE, not the same as PvP, of course. I'm using Wild Gust instead of Wild Snare, of course. So boss damage at low stages. If you don't have coin bomb, I would definitely use basic attack damage for warrior. Again, we are going to be using speed surge just to get that more speed. Something like a shroom shield would be very nice, or a nature's renewal, depending on if you're going to be using panda or not, just like in the other ones. I just like shroom shield more because most boss battles last around 1 minute 30, so you will get if you're using Hydrosprite, well, if you're using Hydrosprite, you will get more out of the Shroom Shield. I'm just gonna take a drink because, yeah. Yeah, okay. So, again, now they're not coming towards us, so we don't need the slowing. But we could use something like Take It Slow. We could use something like Easy Breezy in order to slow the attack and get more EHP. For some people, that will also entail that you could use the Coin Bomb to get more basic attack damage. You could use Meteor Fall to increase skill damage. Once we get higher, we are... Well, now that I'm actually talking about this, I don't know if bosses can be stunned. So I don't know if I'm using this armor right or wrong. I gotta figure out if I can actually use this armor, if I have to switch it out. Maybe I could switch it out for Welding Snare or Blade Piercer. But Blade Piercer is no good because max HP doesn't work that well on bosses. But yeah. So, yeah, getting to the red skills, right? So, let's just take it if we were a normal new player. So, we would take Speed Surge. We would take Shroom Shield or Nature's Null, depending on if you're Panda on or not. Then we would do something like Take It Slow. I like Take It Slow over... I like the reduction in attack speed over reduction in just attack. Then we would, of course, Smoke Bomb to make them take more damage. So if you guys have Smoke Bomb, I would take Smoke Bomb. Maybe instead of that, taking something like Easy Breezy if we don't have any of the yellow skills yet. And then, in order to fill the last one, we could take something like Coin Bomb or Meteor Fall, depending on what class we are. Getting into the red skills, we're still going to have Speed Surge on. We're going to be using Smoke Bomb. Wild Gust would go instead of the Easy Breezy, of course, to get that more damage. But still having that, they take more damage, right? Of course, if you get Clone, if you get something like Blitz Assault, having these two will be amazing for you. Because in the first, like 3 seconds, you're not going to be taking damage. But as you get further up in like the statue, this Conquer, the Lava Behemoth, after you get up to higher levels, you're going to be taking damage. Getting that shield will definitely help you out when you come further in. Same with the Clone. You will have more damage and you'll have that little what do you call it, little clone to take the damage for you when you actually are taking all that damage. So let me just remove this so I can actually keep track of what I'm doing here. Yeah, so you can see then it ends up like something like this. I gotta figure out if I'm gonna use this arm or not, but something like this is gonna be what you're running in the end of 4 endgame players. You can see that I have a different setup on Grumpy. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Because before I wasn't dying to Grumpy, so having the Blitz Assault didn't really matter, so getting more damage out of my Grumpy was so much easier. But right now I'm thinking about using Boss or like Blitz Assault instead of the Coin Bomb, and yeah, definitely still having Speed Surge or something that will increase my damage will definitely help me out more. So yeah, maybe thinking about going for some more defensive ones, because I'm actually dying to the Grumpy boss right now because he's insane. I don't know if he actually signed up for this. Let's see here. Get my mail. So yeah, you can see how little damage we're doing now. We are on so high of a difficulty that the boss outscales us. So you guys know that when we were on a smaller level, like 30 or something like that, I was actually getting 43 to 45 trillion damage. Now I'm only getting 3.6 trillion damage, which is insane how far we're actually gone down. And all the others like Honker and Mr. Deeds, which was only on like 6, so it's really insane how much damage we're actually taking and how much it outscales us at the moment. So yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that. How to get more damage out of it, but it might entail some more spending. So yeah, good. So we're done with this. Grumpy and Boss is almost the same. I'm just using different ones to test out some things. So yeah, Grumpy and Boss can totally be the same. Over on PvP, no, only on over on Boss. But I have the almost the same exact setup here, other than in the future I'm gonna be using Banana as well on Grumpy. I'm gonna switch out my chicken here because I don't need the basic attack, and I'm probably gonna be putting in Hydrospite, but I could also be interested in putting the not the treasure dragon. Wow, I need the in boss. I need to put the octopus in. That's what I'm missing as well, right? So we can actually update this with you guys. So I'm gonna be putting that octopus in instead of that, and yeah. Then I'm not gonna be using Benny. Of course, Benny doesn't do anything towards bosses. That's why we're not being using Benny. Weird name. Well, not weird name, but yeah, it's. I thought we would just call him Bunny. But yeah, no, it's a rabbit. Well, I thought they would call it rabbit. Rabbit? Wow, Bunny. So, doing a boss build. Of course, now we are not going to be using the snail again because it's not coming towards us. It's just staying still. So, again, we're going to be using something like attack speed. We're going to be using like thier to get less damage. Of course, you got to figure it out with your count. You can actually watch these battles. So, maybe try it without thier. If you're dying, put thier in to get more damage. Not because thier does more damage, but because you're going to be staying alive to do more damage. If you don't die, let's say to Grumpy and all that, maybe take out thier, put something in that will give you more damage. Wow, I don't know why, but I'll keep you on. But yeah, then of course you have your attack speed. We're gonna be using. You could use this crit damage bonus if you have a archer to get more damage out of your crits. Of course, you could use something like the Warrior Panda to get more damage out of, or no, not get more damage. Oh my god, to heal more if you're using the Nature's Renewal. Also, I would still be using Snow Journal. It's so nice debuffing the attack speed of the boss. But I'm actually, if we start making a build, let's do that. That's so much easier. So we're not gonna be using this. I'm not going to be using this. Maybe you should, guys, always try with this first. And you can always switch it out. You can always use Fortune Dragon again for the skill crit. You can use the Ultra Clean Fighter if you got him. You can use the Banana if you need. You can always use the Eggplant Toothpick. Getting that 10% crit rate is really nice. Banana you can always use to get a more combo and more combo damage. I have seen some people using the cap. It's okay, I guess. There's definitely something you could be using that is better, but yeah, I'm not really sure. You can always use the chicken hood for more basic attack damage, but it would, well, we don't, it would look something like this, because you're gonna be, if you're taking damage, you're gonna be needing more health in order to make your skills work for you. When you get further and getting more of these, of course, you would be switching out with Banana, because Banana is just so good. Octopus, that's the ones you're starting with. I'm so lucky that I got them on my first time. So yeah, it would be looking something like the boss here. And of course, we're using the Tortoise to get more health when we're getting low. We're using Dragon for the basic attack damage, crit damage. We don't, on Archer, we don't need the skill crit rate. Yeah, we're not. It's okay. Getting that 20% is like 20% is 20%, right? Getting that 10% combo with 100% combo damage. Getting that 60% combo damage increase with the every 3 combo deals an additional 200 damage. And then having the Hydro Sprite recharging our actives to do it again. That is kinda what you would be doing, right? So yeah, that is actually the first question. We have only another question that I'm going to be doing for this video, else it will be a long video. So you guys have also been asking to see all my stats. I don't know if I thought I showed this before, but these are all the different builds I'm using. So PvE, PvP, Boas is boss, and then Grumpy. I gotta change Grumpy up on here. You can always pause the video to see where We have Grumpy, we have Boss, we have PvP, and we have PvE. Yeah,